Howdy folks, this is Big Sam, and today we've got a real atrocity for you. It's so bad it's got the cicadas going in a craze, as you can hear behind me. But today we got a Mosin Nagant Pitchfork Bayonet. Now, I think most people don't realize that this exists. Here in America, these are pretty much non-existent. This is the only one I've seen in America. All the ones I've seen, and this is where I got this one, are from Russia. And there's really no knowledge about these in America, because like I said, nobody really knows they exist because there's none around. And there's basically no documentation on why this exists or where it comes from. And we're going to try to clear up a little bit of this today here for you. Now, I've got bayonet books. I got a bayonet book on the Mosin Nagant, and this is not in there. I've read a lot online, and I haven't really found anything on this in English. But if you go around on some really sketchy Russian internet websites, sometimes you'll find one of these for sale. And I went on a couple and I tried to translate the seller's descriptions of these in the hope that we can maybe get a better understanding of why this exists or where it came from. I've seen a couple different variations of these. As you can see here, it's welded. This is all welded. And what they did was, you can see that crossed out serial number. So they took an existing Mosin Nagant bayonet and they cut the bayonet bit off of it, and then they just welded on a pitchfork, basically. So some of the websites that I found, now this is translated from Russian, so it's not exactly perfect, or maybe a perfect representation of what they say, but I think you'll get a pretty good idea of what they're trying to say about this guy here. So the first one I found says, this is from someone selling it, and they said, "It is the peasants who go to work and, not suspecting anything, plays the harmonicas and looks at the girl saying, I don't know, this didn't translate quite right, but I don't think I'm even going to say that, because I don't know what that is. And the partisans who have approached an unsuspecting enemy with unexpectedly decisive reciprocating movements of the bayonet destroy the enemy by inserting the bayonet into his abdominal cavity." Ouch! By virtue of its design, the bayonet has a fourfold increased damaging effect. After the battle, the bayonet can be used in agricultural work in terms of patronage assistance to collective farmers. In general, an irreplaceable thing in the harsh partisan life. Now that sounds really nice, right? So, okay, there's another one, which was a lot shorter. It says, description, partisan bayonet for hidden special operations behind enemy lines. When sabotage and reconnaissance groups are moving, an adherent to the rifle creates the appearance of a conventional pitchfork, misleading the enemy. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't really look like a conventional pitchfork. Maybe you could disguise it to look like one. And maybe they figured out a way to do that. I mean, if you hold it like, maybe like, no, that looks like Wolverine. If you can hide this bit, someone might think, yeah, that's just a bayonet, and not thinking that you're part of some clandestine partisan operation behind Nazi lines during the Great Patriotic War. Unfortunately, all of that I just described to you is all the info I've been able to find on this. Now what I can tell you about this one is this was never put on a gun. So it's got relatively thin paint, and almost all of it's still intact. It actually looks pretty nice. And if you look on the inside here, it's kind of hard to see, but it's finished on the inside as well. So this has never been on a rifle, and I can verify this by telling you that I've tried to put this on about 6 different Mosin Nagants, and it will not fit on any of them. And so the reason is these have to be reamed. There's actually an official Mosin Nagant Bayonet Reamer that the military or their arsenals use. And that's what this guy needs. He needs to be reamed out right in this area right here, this front part, because it goes on the rifle like that. So this front part needs to be reamed out a little bit so it'll fit. So I'm currently looking for a Mosin Nagant Bayonet Reamer. If you think there's another way to widen this a little bit, let me know in the comments. And I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers, and I think when YouTube, when you hit 1,000 subscribers in YouTube, they let you send out polls. So if that's the case, we'll be putting out a poll on this guy to see which Mosin Nagant you'd like to see this on once we get it reamed out properly. And if you vote the PU Sniper, I'm gonna be sad. And you don't want to make Big Sam sad because I'll cry. Well, I think that's all we can really say about this, guys. So we don't really know exactly what this was used for. If this was some partisan clandestine operations tool, sort of like the US equivalent of the Liberator pistol, I couldn't really tell you. But it's certainly an interesting piece. Like I said, this is the only one I've ever seen. They're very rare here in America, I think most of the world. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you, all the views I've been getting. Stay tuned for more if you're interested in more Mosin Nagant content. Let me know if y'all got any prayer requests, and thanks for watching. Y'all have a blessed day.